Yeah, buddy. All right, I think I got an echo coming in on your side. I'm a little freaked out about it.
On my side?
Yeah, or at least I can hear. Well, no, it's gone now. All right, cool. What's up, guys? What's up? We'll give folks a few minutes to trickle in. I'm gonna jump on the old Instagrammy and let everybody know we're live while some folks stumble on in here. Let me pause on that real quick. Let's go to share. Let's copy the link. Let's go to Instagram. Let's get past the half-naked Instagram women.
Nice. You got 6 people already.
That algorithm, dude, is serious business. What's up, everybody? What's up? Lonnie's in the house. Gary's in the house. What's going on, guys?
What's up, boys?
Good evening, sirs. Good evening, sirs. We're just firing things up here. I'm letting everybody on the old Instagrammy know that we're on and popping. So let's do that. We are live. Let's hit the link. All right. And we will get ready to go. Click here to join us.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Lon? Yeah, my buddy was at the Philly show. Actually, 2 of my buddies were there. Post Kings, what's up?
I need to
I'm Negatron.
I'm trying to go to the Dallas card show this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Trying to see if I can make it. It's gonna be tough though, man, because it's spring break over here.
Yep.
So we're trying to figure out what's what. Let me see here. Link. All right, I'm gonna tag you in like I did the last one. Where's my bikini? I'm trying to find my bikini chick. I can never find the bikini chick that points to the link so you can click on it.
Oh.
I think Instagram might be cleaning those up, which is sad, by the way.
Omar doesn't change his undies though.
No, I don't. Only on Sundays.
Hi. Yeah, Lon, I was at a show today too, and I actually get some pretty good deals. First time in a while. But I had a pretty good strategy going, and we can talk about that.
You actually went to a show?
Yeah, today.
Oh, no way. Where'd you go?
Just the local show in the old state here. It's like a monthly thing. So I never ever can get to it, and today I could. So
nice.
I was yeah.
How long has that been since you've been to a show? Been a while, huh?
A few months.
Wow.
A few months. Andrew Marks has a Keen card with your name on it. 98 molten metal fusion. Ooh.
I'll take that all day, Andrew. Shoot me a message on Instagram, buddy. I'll definitely take that.
Panties is correct. Yep.
By the way, this is Pierre Gasly's hat, sir. And I am a fan of Pierre Gasly. Always have been.
Who's that?
Pierre Gasly. He is I think he's French driver. He races for Alpine at the moment. And Alpine is absolutely a dumpster fire this season. They've already started, and they are dead last in the standings, both constructors and drivers' championships for him and Esteban Ocon. They hate each other's guts, which is awesome. They don't like each other. They're both French. They're constantly battling each other. And this weekend, or actually yesterday, in Jeddah, before the race could even start, Pierre Gasly blew his transmission. And so that was cool. They didn't even get the lights out, so that was cool. Carla, very a lot of similarities between Pierre Gasly and the guy from Talladega Nights. But yeah, I've always liked him. He was in a Red Bull seat, which is like the most prestigious seat that you can get in F1 for the last 10 years or so. So he was in a Red Bull seat, and then I think the pressure was just too much for him, and he got demoted to the junior team, which is also an F1 seat, but still a junior team nonetheless. And then while in the junior team seat, the very next year came back and beat Red Bull in one of the Grand Prix, the very Grand Prix that he got demoted from. And so I've always been a fan of that kid. He's a really good driver, and he always outperforms his cars and all that good stuff. So
I actually, I do not like the live show thing from the card show. Like, that's not me. I'm not walking around with a camera. I'm not walking around with a phone. I think it's weird when people like recognize me. I don't know. It's just weird.
Did you hold on?
I'm there to buy cards and I want to go home. You know what I mean? I don't want to be filming shit.
Listen, buddy, you're a celebrity. First of all, you gotta embrace that. Okay.
Yeah. No, so, I get it, but like.
So you went to this show. It's been how long? When's the last time you were able to attend a show?
Wintertime,
like this year?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay. So it hasn't been like ages then, is what you're saying?
No. I go. I get there like, whatchamacallit? I just can't go every month.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think it would be reasonable to expect you to go every month, but I thought it had been like maybe years since you have been to a show.
No, God, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to the Dallas card show this coming weekend. Yeah. Not this weekend, obviously next weekend. I've been selling a lot of my Shingun, like lower level base, nicer, retail hits, that kind of thing. He's obviously been doing very well his last few games. So he's hot right now. He's on the map. So I'm getting rid of a lot of that stuff so that I can put some cash together and try to make a run for a flawless RPA, which is the only RPA that's available. That is game worn.
You're gonna go for it, huh?
I'm gonna try.
What are those things? What are those things going for?
Dude, comps are all over the place. They're at about $2,000 for an RPA. So
damn.
Yeah. That's kind of the goal. Damn. And then right now at PSA, I have 30. So what I did is I went through my Shingun collection and I basically grabbed anything under 50, anything numbered under 50. And so I got about 30 cards sitting over there at PSA right now getting graded, which I'm endlessly nervous about. We'll see how that comes back.
Mike, I actually do have interest in doing this. God, I haven't set up at a show since I was a kid, but I would love to. I just I normally don't have the time to dedicate that, a full day, but I would love to. I would love to. So dude, show was good.
Oh shit, he's not lying.
Oh yeah, I know he wasn't lying.
Oh. I didn't watch that game today, and I was not expecting that. I thought Bobbles was just holy crap. All right, sorry. That is not good. Good for me, I guess, because hopefully his card will come down.
Yeah. You gotta figure out what happened to him.
Yeah. All right, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, all good. I'm in
a bit of shock here.
Yeah, so this show is it's Rhode Island's the smallest state there is, dude. I mean, everybody knows that.
Yeah, you guys are about the size of my subdivision, roughly.
Yeah, seriously. And it's you get to kind of know people pretty quick.
Right.
And it's generally a show where you can go and if I usually buy from the same dudes, so it works out. But today, I only brought $100 with me. My kids spent like 25 of it on Pokemon crap.
Nice.
And then I was looking specifically for like Bowman Chrome prospect stuff. And generally, this show is very football. There's always tons and tons of football, tons and tons of Patriots crap because we're in the Patriots' backyard. But today, dude, I found some good stuff. So I was able to make a deal. Guy was willing to deal, and I walked out of there pretty happy. And before he could change his mind, I really walked out of there. So good stuff. I spent like I spent a little bit more than I had budgeted. Like I said, I had taken out $100, and then I ended up paying with Venmo for one card right at the end before we left. But it was a card I wanted, and I got it. So that was that.
Purchased an 86 Bill Walton and a Maurice Cheeks on Collex for $15. What is Collex?
Collex is a direct competitor to us.
Yep, I know what Collex is.
Yeah.
Scan sport cards and find out what they're worth.
Yep.
They have a marketplace also?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can load your.
Well, I guess you scan and find out. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Got it. All right, yeah. So we won't talk about Collex anymore. Somebody was asking if we have any interest. Oh, here it goes, Mr. Stone. Any interest in setting up at a show?
Yeah.
I don't think I have the inventory. Well, I do have the inventory. I could if I really wanted to. I don't know anybody would buy anything from me though. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Surprised.
Well,
you'd be surprised.
Especially if I would probably be like a bargain. I'd be like a bargain bin table. You know? Yep. I'd have like dollar boxes and 50-cent boxes. Just kind of set up and let people just, hey, here you go. Only problem is I'd have to sleeve everything. No, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
Carrying those cases and this, you know what I mean? Like you're constantly, you got to be at your table.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to do anything and move around. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it sounds great, to get rid of some inventory, make a few bucks, but I don't think I have enough like larger cards in order to make it worth it. So maybe so. I don't know.
Mike, I've got a few videos out on my channel, dude, that are talking prospects. So hop on over and check it out. Omar doesn't know baseball, and I don't want to sit here and start talking. It'd be like him talking F1. So baseball talk can go to strictly to my channel.
Yeah, which I already did, by the way. I hit my F1 quota for the show, which is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that Mike, I'm not surprised. It's a ton of time, and I don't have time. So that's why I've never really done it. I just don't have the time to do it. I would absolutely love to. I would love to do. I would love sports cards to be like a bigger part of my like income and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just not. So it is what it is. Like,
it's crazy. Shout out to my guy Merlin. I talk to him all the time. I see him every time I see him at the Dallas Card Show. It's always good to see him. He turned it up. And I need to find out from him. I'll talk to him if I see him at the Dallas Card Show. But he sets up. They go all over the place. Like he goes to he travels for card shows. And I think to myself, I'm like, man, the amount of expense that it takes to fly to a card show, buy the ticket, hotel, all this other stuff, like the amount of money that you would have to make in order to make that a profitable trip would be pretty high. I would imagine that he's coming, and I think he's based on the West Coast. So if he's coming for the Dallas Card Show, I got to imagine he's shelling out, I don't know, at least $1,500 worth of flight, car, gas, hotel, just to get to the Dallas Card Show, to be there for 4 days, right? And then he would need to be making some serious cash to make it worth it. And in order to make that serious cash, you either need to come with some big dog cards or you need to come with some quantity, some volume, right? And I think he travels pretty light, if I'm not mistaken. But man, I always just think about like the logistics and the finance side of it, and is it worth it? And obviously, for some people, it is, because, like you said, there's some folks that do dedicate their life to that. That is their main source of income.
That's what they do. You know?
And I imagine folks like that come with some pretty heavy hitter cards to those kinds of shows. You know, they make one or two transactions that's, you know, $2 or $3 grand a piece, and then boom, all of a sudden you've made your money, you've made your nut for the weekend, and you're good to go, and you're on to the next show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the process, I'm sure that they're buying stuff from other people and kind of putting more inventory into their cases that they could make some money on, and, you know, buy a card for $200, sell it for $350, get a good deal on a package deal that, you know, you can make 40-50% on, and you're good to go. Move on to the next show, move on to the next city, kind of thing. But still, it's like
the only thing I wouldn't like is, like, you know, Bobbles makes a great point. Like, we talk quite a bit on this stuff, and like volatility in sports cards. Like, I wouldn't like having to depend on. If the situation were different, I guess it would be. Well, it would be. But trying to build that up to where it was sustainable, to, you know, pay the mortgage, pay this, pay that.
Yeah.
You know, right now I like the way it works for me. Like, it's side hustle money. It's used for a lot of different things. So, and everything in this country is expensive as hell. So
yeah, brother,
it's like it's out of control, you know.
Yeah, so, anyway. This week of selling for me has been pretty good. Obviously, I'm selling a hot commodity at the moment, which was Shingun up until about an hour ago.
Yeah, about till Bobbles dropped a bomb on you.
Yeah, dude. So apparently it's season ending.
No.
Yeah, whatever happened to him? Yeah, season ending.
God damn it! See that? So that's where I'll say again, as much as it pains me to say it, that's where the SGC play comes in. Quick, get it back, get a little bit of profit,
flip it, move it. Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. The majority of the high dollar stuff that I have for Shingun is sitting over at PSA right now.
Yep. So there you go.
And if I would have sent it over to SGC, I would have had it. I probably would have sold it by now.
Yep. So Pete's screwing you again. You know, he's sitting there laughing right now in his Ferrari.
In his Ferrari.
His tuxedo Ferrari.
You think that Peter's got a black Ferrari with like a decal of a tuxedo,
with a white strip down the middle with some buttons, you
know, laughing all the way to the bank.
So I have these 3 Shinguns. I just throw them out.
Nice. Yeah, Amari, I was just watching that. I was just watching the clip. Yeah, it looks like ACL. And if that's the case,
I wonder how much time I have to sell them before. There's no way Pete doesn't. I don't even know if Pete has kids, bro. Minivans are for kids.
No, you know what I think Pete drives though. Jokes aside, he seems to me like a Volkswagen guy. You know, like no nonsense, good quality car, lasts you forever if you take care of it. You know what I mean?
Station wagon Volvo, or like a little sedan thing.
No, like a little sedan, like a little, maybe like a Volkswagen, like a Passat or something like that. Like I see him being very like, I don't care about cars.
Yeah.
Bobbles has got it right there. Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, I can see that for sure. He doesn't. Yeah, and actually, as a matter of fact, I think he made an analogy one time on our. He made an analogy on our interview with him, and I asked him about cars, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit about cars." I was like,
"Cars are tough, man. You know, like you gotta either be into that or it's like, yeah."
I'm in all the way, dude. I'm gonna tell you how in I am. Today, I was working on my car, doing some stuff to the car, and then I realized, holy crap, I got to get out of here. I'm supposed to be at the gym. I'd head off to the gym, and then I realized, holy crap, I missed gym session with my trainer because I completely forgot that we had pushed it forward an hour, and I completely lost track of time because I was working on my car. That's just the kind of stupid stuff that I do.
Happens. All right, well, we get some good stuff going on in the chat here. Mike, thanks for hopping over. Gary, what'd you get back in the Future Watch? I'm curious to hear.
Nice sub.
Mike,
Connor Bedard, $1 million bounty.
Bounty. Yeah, it's a bounty.
And that's on the Superfractor, right?
Yeah, the 101, whatever, gold, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what Upper Deck calls their shit.
Yeah.
Mike, here's the thing. Like, it's funny because we were talking about this a little while ago, Bobbles and myself and Jay Wilson. You know, the hard part with cards, for the most part, these new unproven guys sell really well, sell for super high prices, and then the guys that are all-time greats, either in hockey it's a little different. Their young guns are what they are, but like everybody wants the next shiny new toy. So it doesn't surprise me. It's Bedard. I'm sure will be all signs point to him being like McDavid and these guys. So I would actually, this might sound crazy, but if I had the if I wanted to buy a McDavid young gun and grade it, I think you'd do all right. And I think if he continues to track like a McDavid or a Draisaitl or a Crosby or whatever, even though Draisaitl doesn't get nearly the love he should, that card's going to continue to rise in value. But I will say they printed the living crap out of it. So,
oh yeah, I've seen people selling lots, like just on eBay, like 50 card lots. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I the big thing, man, is like there's just a lot. There's a lot, but again, even though there's a lot of them, if the demand's there, right? I mean, they're selling on my card poster like $550, $575. I actually just sent that post to Jay Wilson, but they're selling for good money. I mean, I'm telling you right now, at $550, that's not a bad play. If you hit a PSA 10, that's probably a $2,000 card.
Yeah, buying just a stack
in
of
no
them.
time. I don't know about buying a stack of them, but you get if you get the cash and you get a couple. I saw a guy dropping like something insane the other night. I was like, dude, you need to slow your roll. But anyway, digress.
Oh, I'm watching the injury right now. Oh, that is not good. Oh no, he's gonna be out for the whole season. Ah, damn it. Yep.
ACL.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too, Amari. Jesus. Poor kid, man. Yep. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. Well, if Jabari decides to step up, then we should. My God, yeah, that was not good. Jesus.
No, we're not SGC fanboys.
Yeah, I don't know about. I mean, fanboy. 6 months ago, you could probably call me that. Not so much now, but.
Are the Blackhawks even going to make they're eliminated, right? They're terrible.
Well, that is the ups and downs, ladies and gentlemen. But what's funny is that, like, I'm obviously I'm upset Şengün's hurt, right? Because he had a very promising future.
Yeah.
But I'm not upset that that I have purchased all the cards that I've purchased of him, right? I mean, I'm probably gonna double down now and just buy some more. Just because I think that kid's still the beast that he is. But man, that was ugly.
I like Brant Clark here, Gary, and I like Matt Boldy. Wyatt Johnson's good too. Actually, all these guys are solid sub, dude. Solid sub.
All SGC 10s, auto and card. Wow.
Nice.
Double dime
Very
piece
nice.
on those. Always good.
Yeah. Good stuff, Gary.
Tears usually happen from yeah.
There we go. Well, we're talking anatomy.
Yeah, that went over my head. That's I'm not that smart. Shingun.
Shingun.
Yeah, we're talking about Shingun. Buy some Zions. There we go. SGC slabs belong on the bottom of bird cages. Jesus. All right, Big John. Know how you feel. There's a reason that PSA bought SGC. So, all right. So last week we were fresh off the news, right? And I was pissed, to say the least.
Still pissed?
You know, there was a really interesting video out there. Shout out to Jeff Wilson. I know a lot of people crap on that guy, and there's a lot of reasons to do that. But say what you want about the guy and whatever. He's got a lot of connections in the hobby. He's very well connected in the hobby. But one of the people who I do respect a great deal, Joe from Got Baseball Cards.
I saw this.
He did an interview with Joe from GotBaseballCards.com. I love those guys. I've been watching those guys for a long time. I think he's been in the hobby for decades, right? Seen it all, done it all. Probably runs one of the better sports cards, one of the larger sports card places in Atlanta. Big old place. We've had him on a couple of times. I've had him on my channel a couple of times. We had a great conversation with him. Just a good guy. But I really respect his opinion regarding the hobby. And so they did an interview recently where they were just completely talking through the acquisition, what it means, why it could have happened. Is SGC going to keep? Does PSA plan to keep him around? Is SGC going to do? And he said something, Joe from Got Baseball. He said it would be one of the things would be interesting for them to do is one of the main reasons why SGC has been so popular recently is because something that you and I just talked about, right? Which is new release of products, $9 grading on brand new product releases. And they can obviously churn out volume, right? Like nobody's business. Keep good quality standards, all that. Because everything that everyone has loved about SGC is going to continue to be SGC. And PSA is going to start really promoting their low cost, low dollar, high volume, ultra modern, $9 grading, right? Because one of the things I've always said for the last year or so is that we'll never see PSA under $14, in my opinion. Like it's
never say never.
Well, but never say never, but now really never, because they own what could be the low cost alternative to grading with PSA.
Well, just because they own it, though, doesn't mean people are going to use it. You know what I mean? Like the PSA fanboys are going to stay PSA.
I get that, but if SGC is, I mean, if PSA is never going to drop the prices, they're not. Let's just say that they never do it. I don't even think they've done one yet. Like an ultra modern. Have they done an ultra modern?
Do like what's the most they've done? Like $14?
$14. That's what I'm saying.
15.
But right. So there's guys out there like you and I that are going, well, $14. So here's the other thing. The key to that is what you and I were talking about last week, right? Which is, do they allow SGC cards into their set registry? Right? Because if they do, and SGC becomes a $9 alternative for 2023, 2024 Panini Prism, and SGC starts running $9 specials on 2023, 2024 product, no matter what it is, you're not sending that card to PSA, especially if the reason why you were sending it to PSA was for the set registry, and the set registry will now accept, as part of your goal to become top tier, will now accept SGC cards as a way for you to get there. Why would PSA ever go above $14 for anything? Why would they ever run a special again?
So
I mean,
this is so Mike Stone, man, for the win. Mike Stone's on fire today. Here you go. That's why there'll be no more specials. Fanatics isn't going to do. Tops isn't going to
but
run
what does that
any
have
more
to do with
specials.
anything? Fanatics is a manufacturer. They don't give a
Fanatics
shit.
owns Tops.
I understand that, but what does that
So
have to do with SGC?
They just say there are no more specials for SGC or PS collectors, whatever. There are no more specials. Run the specials to CGC.
What do you mean run the specials? Do you think that Fanatics and like Fanatics had something to do with the fact that SGC was running $9 specials?
I think those guys are that petty and that competitive over money that Michael Rubin will cut out. Dude, look what he's doing at Panini.
Yeah, but that's different. That's manufacturer to manufacturer. What is collector? What does Fanatics and Tops have to do with what happens at SGC?
Because they run the fucking special. They run the fucking special.
Who runs the
fucking? That's the deal
runs
between
the special.
Tops and SGC, dude.
So if you're Fanatics,
Tops subsidizes SGC.
Okay, so that's my point.
So they won't subsidize them anymore. It's simple. That shit's over with. It's fucking done. It's done. SGC and those specials are done. I'm telling you, done. Done.
That's interesting. So SGC was getting subsidized by Fanatics to run those specials. It wasn't SGC.
They were getting subsidized by Tops or Fanat, whatever it was.
Yeah, whoever it was, right? Somebody was cutting the check for the difference.
That was the reason why those things. That's why they were able to do those $9, whether it was Tops or whether it was Bowman. That's why, because they were getting a little, you know what I mean? So there's now my guess is watching the way the battle has gone between Fanatics and Panini. There's some petty crap that's gone on.
Yeah, of course, but a lot of that was big bank take little bank, right? I mean, like just Ruben walking in with like a pallet full of money and going, "What? I will just make you go away." You know what I mean?
I don't know. I look at Michael Rubin as an outsider, and everything I've read, everything I see. First of all, he doesn't lose very often. No. Second of all, like. He's definitely got a major capital M ego. And, going back to the set registry, which is a giant dick wagging competition.
Right. That's all it is. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And I don't think you'll see those. Maybe I'm wrong. But, but here's the thing, right? SGC. The play with SGC that I've said for a long time is the speed. That turnaround time is about the only thing that we as card collectors, flippers, resellers, whatever the hell we want to call ourselves or label you want to put to yourself, they're about the best friend we have in hedging your bet against injury and all that crap, right?
Right.
Now look what happens tonight. Perfect example tonight. Shangoon is down for the count, and people like yourself have a bunch of his cards sitting at PSA, and the carpet just went,
and my cards have been sitting there since late January, right? So, and I sent them over there fully knowing that it was going to be there a couple months, and maybe as I sent them off. They were worth a couple thousand for everything that I had sitting over there, and now it's worth maybe a couple hundred. Why would PSA continue supporting SGC if their values are dramatically different? PSA has one pop report that matters. The only matter of time before they go merge.
So Big John, man, this is how I thought all along. Like I thought PSA was going to just, but I don't know anymore. There's enough people out there that I respect that don't think that way, and I don't see it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that angle that Fanatics was subsidizing that $9. I may kill the partnership with SGC, but not have control if they still run the special. Right. That's my point, Gary. Right? My point is that they don't have anything to do with that, right? I mean, you're right. I honestly didn't think about the subsidized part, right? Which you're absolutely true. But
so PSA now subsidizes SGC.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, collectors can decide.
I take back what I said about there not going to be a special. There will be a special at something, right? Yeah. But again, if you are if you are, I guess it's just the speed, right? I guess it's just the speed. They have to
Like, what
keep
are you
that
looking for,
speed.
right?
They have to keep that turnaround time, that 5 to whatever day turnaround time,
Which they're not
and
right
get your
now, by the
cards
way.
back. What's
Yeah.
that?
They're not keeping it right
I
now, which I'm
know.
hearing. It's
I
about 2
know.
to 3 weeks now.
Yeah. But again, I haven't done one of those videos in a while, and maybe I'll do that coming weeks here. I just don't care enough. Like it's such a everybody just PSA is just that's the way it is. So it is what it is. Like I don't know, but I don't know. I will say like grading those Bowman cards at $9 is
Yeah. Very
not a
little
bad
risk
deal.
to reward. Yeah. Even if you're getting 75 cents on the dollar for the card, right? To like a PSA 10 or something like that. Yeah, Panini's a dead horse. Nobody cares about Panini anymore. They're on their way out. They have nothing.
Yeah, I think John, I don't disagree. I see them trying to buy something,
And CGC ain't selling. So really Beckett, that's another thing that Joe and Jeff were talking about is, Beckett is one of the things that Ruben does is buy distressed property. Right. And low level.
I think
Beckett is prime for that.
But Beckett is like someone brought up a great point the other night. Like Beckett is such a disaster, and like the money that like the larger shell company that owns Beckett, it's impossible to just say, hey, we'll give you,
X amount
$50 million for Beckett.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. From what I forgot all about that.
But to me, I would imagine that would be such a bigger thing than just buying a grading company, because you're buying Beckett, you're buying the name, you're buying the prestige. Remember, there's still a lot of really high-end, high-dollar cards in Beckett slabs. There's a ton.
There are.
Right? Because during the late 90s, early 2000s, that all those cards were going to Beckett. Nobody was sending anything to PSA. Right? Beckett was the top dog for a long time. And there's a lot of high dollar cards that are now worth in the 5 figures that are in Beckett slabs. And so there's still that recognition. There's still that brand recognition out there. And on top of that, it's worth a tenth of what it was worth 3 years ago because of the bad decisions that they've been making over the last 4 or 5 years. So that's prime. That is prime stuff. That's the kind of stuff that Ruben just gets a boner about, because he's like, oh yeah, I'll come in and I'll pay whatever you want, because I not only own the product, the name, the brand, I own the IP, right? Beckett magazines, he'll figure out a way to make that a thing again. There's just all kinds of stuff that he can do with that brand. It's the IP that he's after, I'm assuming. And really start doing some marketing, some proper marketing.
I mean, the end of the day, man, I don't think PSA or collectors buying SGC is going to create like some holy war, right? But maybe it does. Maybe it gets a little interesting, if I don't know.
I'm still leaning towards they're not going to make it into 2025. That's still kind of my, if I had to place a bet right now, I'm betting that they're not around. I'm betting that they're not around.
Delicious.
Pepsi's for hillbillies, man.
I agree, man. The Bowman special was money.
Yeah, you get you hit a Caitlin Clark autograph out of a Bowman.
Yep.
You go to SGC for it for $9 and no upcharge. But Coke buys what? He said. What is Fago?
Fago?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't even know.
I'm more thinking like Coke buys RC Cola.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's okay, Lon. That's a good point here. I want to stick on this for a second, because once again, this is something that was talked about. I think, guys, if y'all haven't had an opportunity, go check out that interview that they did, because it was a great interview that Jeff did with Joe from Got Baseball Cards. One of the things that they mentioned is that PSA buying SGC legitimized SGC as the clear and present number 2, and in turn completely delegitimized Beckett. Like if Beckett was already hurting, PSA buying SGC just further reiterated that Beckett ain't shit no more. Right? Like nobody cares about Beckett. Like you're so irrelevant that it doesn't even make sense to merge with you, and would probably hurt us if we merge with you. That's how garbage you are. You know what I mean? And so again, it's like back to this idea of it's a great historical brand that has historical significance in the hobby. Beckett, prime real estate for big money to come scoop them up.
I think SGC though, man, in all seriousness, great example of, man, like busting your ass and
yeah, for sure,
getting a payday. I mean that's isn't that ultimately kind of what business is about?
I suppose. Yeah, listen, I'm not mad at the entrepreneurial side of this thing, right? The business side of this thing. Like, congrats to that entire team, right? They probably made huge investment in building that thing and sold it off for a tremendous profit, which is great. I've done that, right? I mean, it's like, build up a business, sell it off, and it's that is capitalism at its finest. I'm not mad at that. My collector side is what was upset about it, right? Because I'm like, well, damn, you guys were supposed to be the Goliath, right? You were David, and you had the stone in your hand, man. You were ready to launch that sucker and take out Goliath, or at least give him a fight. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you're having coffee with the guys. It's like, what the hell, man? But I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, it is what it is.
I get it. I totally get it.
Don't want to play the PSA, then they leave and go to Beckett. That might be interesting. Yeah,
Beckett's just so expensive to grade. It's like $40 a card, isn't it?
So apparently Fago is a big thing up there in the Northeast.
What's that?
I said Coke versus 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I've never heard of Fago in my life.
Me neither. Let's see. Oh yeah, apparently, yeah. I've never seen this in my entire life. Fago.
At least here up northeast. What?
He's saying in the Northeast, they're pretty. Look at that. There it is, right there.
I've never even seen that.
Moon Mist. Is that supposed to be like it looks like a knockoff Mountain Dew. I'm hopped up off Mountain Dew.
Ooh, Skyview, that's a good set, man.
Skyview is a good set. We were talking about that the other day. I'm mentioning 95. I started building it. CGC order came in on Friday. Lowest was an 8.5. Don't bring up any more sets on where that shit was frustrating. Yeah, buddy. That's it's those rainbow sets, man. That'll get you. That's don't start chasing those, man. Those are a pain in the ass.
Plus, is Jordan in that set?
Skyview? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. Yep, it is.
Yeah. So
a very nice one.
Yeah,
too.
And you're not wrong. They are relevant because, like Omar said, and everybody said, right? Many of the hobby's biggest cards to date are in BGS slabs. They've got the black label. They were the first to really drive that, that grading with the different, the 9.5. Then you had the
subs,
the mint gem, and the true gem, and then the pristine, and then the black, and then they had the scams, and some guys got like whatever of them. But I think if Beckett were bought out and run properly, then they'd have a lot to say with a lot of people.
Oh, I agree. And what sucks about that too, man, is they're right in my backyard.
Yep.
They're right in my backyard. I could walk over there and sub stuff with them in person. But I've just never got around to it. I think the first thing that turned me off was that I had to do the 1980s Sears catalog order form, and I couldn't do it online. Yeah. That was a joke.
I actually have to send one of my Jordans back there to get regraded or reholdered.
Reholdered? Yeah.
Because it's cracked. It needs to be reholdered. So I can sell that bad boy.
Yeah, they always set up at the Dallas Card Show, which is pretty dope. Yeah, apparently we disrespected Fago here. This is yeah. Drink of the Insane Clown Posse.
ICP.
All right, question of the night, JD. Are you an ICP fan? What do they call them? Juggaloons?
Nope.
No.
Nope. When did they get big? In like the late 90s?
Like late 90s, yeah, like mid 90s, 95,
I feel like it was like my senior year they got big.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I never, thank God. Never was into that.
There's yeah. Here in Texas, there's in the rural Texas, there's some towns in there with some little pockets of those guys. Oh my God. Hilarious. Dunkin' Donuts fairly affordable in the yeah. If you can the Dunkin' Donuts, man, those are crazy.
Those are great.
That's a good set.
That's a great set.
Yeah,
it's a great set. There's a lot, dude. The 90s rules for the
that
kind of
EX.
Stuff.
Yeah, when Skybox did the EX 2000 and the EX what was the other one, the EX 2000 Platinum or something like that, they did, dude, those when they started doing acetate, and I mean they were doing acetate cards like in 95, 96, and then fucking Clear Donruss tries to come around and act like they're doing something groundbreaking. It's like, look here, buddy, they've been doing that. That's nothing new. You guys need to catch up. In the 90s, when I was working regional analyst, Beckett was on the heels of PSA and I actually had more respect because of who was running PSA. Joe Orlando didn't do PSA any justice. Yeah. And apparently was like whenever they pulled it down from being a public company and took it private, that was like number one thing to do first and foremost was to get rid of old JO. Dude, I'm looking at my sub that I have sitting over there for Shingun at PSA, and I am in shambles because I'm not.
Do you all right, let's get back to I'm so tired. I don't even want to talk about grading anymore. When you go to a show, do you have a set budget with you? Cash?
Yes. Yeah. So for example, I'm kind of, and this is perfect timing because I'm kind of like in the prepping stages of like I'm trying to like decide what my what moves I'm gonna make at the Dallas Card Show this weekend. And I'm deciding what I want to do, right? So shout out to the folks over at Card Capsule. They have this new little mini, like a little mini 10 card or 20 slab little case that you can have. I think I'm going to try to pick one up, see if they can ship it to me. Because I want to take about 10 cards with me that I want to sell and then put some cash together. And then I'm also bringing my cash with me that I've accumulated over the last week or so of selling Shingun at top dollar, apparently, because it's going to start tanking here in a little while. And so I have all that cash with me. So my budget really for this particular show is going to be whatever cash I made from selling off whatever I sold off Shingun wise, whatever cash I have, which is going to be about $1,000, and then whatever I make off of the cards that I have with me, that is together, and then I'm going to try to make a run at a flawless RPA, a Shingun flawless RPA. That's my goal. My goal is to do that. So
that's for this show, but like in general, you have, in
general, I'll have $500. I'll literally go down. There's an ATM across the street from the Dallas Card Show where they have it at that Marriott, and it lets you pull out. I think the limit is $500, and then it lets you select whatever denomination that you want that isn't $1 bills. And I usually just have it spit out like, a handful of every kind of denomination bill, but $500. And then I usually try to
$500 with it. You're a baller.
Well, but what I try to do is I try to walk out at least with one hobby box of some sort.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it's, just something cheap in the $200 to $300 range hobby box. And then I got, the other $200 or $300 to like buy a handful of stuff, and I'm usually trying to stick to inserts. And then at the time I was buying Shingun pretty heavy. So, but yeah, there's always a plan, right? And then there's a cap. There's like some sort of a cap that I have. But you also got to remember the Dallas Card Show is only once every 2 months or 3 months, every other 3 months or something like that. So during that time, I'm not buying anything. I'm usually picking up a card here or there on eBay, which isn't doing a whole lot. And I don't really go to any local shows. So like that's the only show that I go to is Dallas Card Show. So even though $500 may seem like a lot, but if you're attending, 2 or 3 shows in between the time you're dropping, you're dropping $150 each show, you know what I mean? It accumulates, but
My problem, what I was doing before, was I was walking in there and I would have no money with me other than like the $3 to get in. And then I'd start looking at them. I'd be, all right, hey, let me, you take PayPal, you Venmo, whatever. And I'd be, before you knew it, dude, $300, $400, $500, $600. And I'm like, I just buy.
Yeah.
Like, and I just like buy stuff because it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But today was good, man. Like I had like
you walked away feeling good.
Plan, like, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Nice.
So I'm hopeful that that can continue.
It's always good when you walk away feeling good about what you bought and the money that you spent. You know what I mean? Like that's always good. I like attending those shows because there's a lot to see, especially at the Dallas Card Show. There's like 3 or 4 like pretty large size rooms that you can go into, and there's just a lot to see. And I try not to spend all my money at one table. I like to walk around. I like to walk the entire show first before spending a dime, unless I see something that just really jumps out at me. And then just taking mental notes and kind of writing stuff down or taking notes in my phone, pictures and notes and stuff like that. And then maybe that night at the hotel after dinner or something, I'll sit down and kind of scroll through and see what, I'd see what the comps are, and then go back to that table the next morning, like early morning, and then go, hey man, here's what I saw. What kind of deal can we make or something like that. I typically try not to buy like right on the spot, right then and there, unless it's like a little $10 card, $5 card or something like that I know is a $20, $30 card, but I usually have an idea of what I want to get. And I've gone to the Dallas Card Show and not spent the dime, just because there wasn't anything there that I saw that I liked, nothing that moved me. And then, at the end of the day, I didn't want to just frivolously buy anything. Happy to drive back home with my cash in my pocket,
Yeah.
So Hobby Champs just threw something up here. I wanted to talk about this because I haven't seen this. I haven't heard about this. The Wemby 1 of 1, which I think there's only 2 of them have been pulled. The black and the black shimmer. I don't think anybody's gotten to because they just released Choice. So the what's the other one? The Galactic, or what's it called? Not Galactic.
Yeah, there was like a Monopoly one. Wasn't it a Monopoly? There was a black something pulled and
something. Yeah. But he says the guy who submitted it to PSA did a video and he shouted out Kurt's Card Care. And the virtue signalers heads exploded all over social media. This is interesting. I just got finished talking to Kurt like 2 days ago about a card that I had that I wanted to get his opinion on what could be done. And funny enough, contrary to what people believe, he literally told me, yeah, dude, that card's toast. Like, you can't do anything with it. Right. I mean, it's gone. The paper, the way the paper is, there's nothing you can do. You have a crease in it. That crease is there. There's no amount of magic that I could do to that. Your card's just gone, And so I find that interesting because people are always like, oh, he'll fix it. Like you see the memes of like a half chewed up, like Michael Jordan Fleer. And then all of a sudden it's like PSA 10. It's like, oh, thanks, Kurt's Card Care. That's interesting though. This is an ultra modern card that I got to imagine would not need much work to it, other than maybe some wiping down, maybe a little polishing, which I don't think there's anything wrong with. Apparently, there's I'm in the minority of this. That people think like, hey, he's he's altering cards. He's trimming. He's coloring. He's doing all this stuff, which is not true. But that's interesting though that people are losing their minds about it. I mean, I can't imagine. There's this guy that I watch on YouTube. It's called Ammo NYC, AMMO NYC. He's a card detailer. And this guy is one of the leading card detailers in the nation. I mean, he's one of the best. His entire YouTube channel now just is him detailing these $1 million, $1 billion cards, right? And he gets car dealerships, Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, that'll send him literally cars with 0 miles on them to be detailed because there's factory defects, things that need to be cleaned up, polished up for them to be presented at their best. And I don't see anything wrong with, what people are doing with Kurt's Card Care. It's not like Kurt's Card Care kit comes with a razor blade. So they,
right.
And markers
I
and
don't
shit.
think there's anything wrong with it. I mean,
yeah. I find it funny that people lose their shit over that.
Me too. This is a good one here. If you guys had a crystal ball, what does the hobby look like in 5 years? Mainstream or still a hobby? Mainstream.
I don't see a difference between those two distinctions.
I think there's more
I
think there's more mainstream awareness, if that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Where
sure.
Fanatics is going to actually advertise and get them out on TV, get cards on TV, like cards wherever, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're seeing more and more like famous people, whatever, like getting into cards and talking about cards.
Well, there's that one football player who's a breaker now. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of that. A lot of players are talking about collecting their cards, buying their cards. Yeah. So
Giannis
5 years from now, I think the hobby is it's bigger. It's already bigger today than it was 4 years ago.
Right.
The show I was at today had a great mix of young kids. Kids had their own tables. Like it was great, man. They're wheeling and dealing. Old dudes wheeling and dealing. Like they can't keep up with the young kids because they get all the technology and this, that, and the other thing. So like, for me as a business, partner with you, looking at some of the things, the way these kids interact, and watching the old cats, like the kids, like
they're just running circles around,
But I just think the hobby will continue to be a much more, by then 5 years from now, I think it'll be bigger than what it was today. And I think barring some type of economic collapse, I think it'll be in a very good place.
Yeah, I agree.
I think will be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
I think in 5 years, the majority of product, if it already isn't there, will be opened online in breaks. I'd say
that sucks.
90%.
I think you're right, and that sucks.
It does suck. It does, because there's nothing like getting a box of cards, and going in, the chances of you getting anything out of it are whatever. But it's just fun to sit there and rip packs.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it's a cheap box, man. I mean, I think I agree with everything you said, JD, in terms of just the hobby in general. But one big thing that is going to happen within the next 5 years is going to be the total takeover of Fanatics, right? I mean, the license for Panini is up next year. 2025 is the last year that they're holding that license. It's going to be interesting to see what we already see the difference, right? We already see the 2023, 2024 product and how this Wembanyama, who's probably going to be a generational talent, how his rookie cards are being handled, or for lack of a better word, mishandled, right? I mean, like he's not signing his licensed stuff. His autograph isn't with Panini, it's with Topps, and there's just all kinds of stuff going on like that's going to make the next 2 to 3 years really interesting. And I think it's going to be almost a civil war a little bit with the hobby, right? What's Fanatics going to do? Are we going to see licensed Topps NBA product in 2025? What's that going to look like? Is Fleer ever going to come back? Is what I mean? Like there's all kinds of stuff that that's happening, and the next 5 years are going to be really, I think is going to be really tumultuous in terms of just how this is going to lay out landscape wise. And then I think after that, we're going to start to fold into the new norm of what the hobby is going to be, which more advertising, more mainstream eyes, more dollars coming in, more, involvement from the, from the athletes and stuff like that. I mean, just look at the break, the tops break day where Harden was over there, and like just all these things that are going to start happening. It's just going to get interesting. But yeah, I don't have a negative outlook on the next 5 years for sure. I think it's all positive. It may get a little tumultuous, like I said, in the next 2 or 3 years, just because we're still trying to figure out where we're going to land, where the dust is going to settle.
Yep.
But
There's the jockeying for position, and
yeah, exactly.
The other piece too, I'm curious about is what once Fanatics fully takes over, what does that look like? Right? Because they're going to be they are going to be the show. So when all the lights come on and it's focused on them,
right,
and no one can bitch about Panini, and people are always going to bitch about whatever, right? But
everybody's got something to say.
It'll be interesting to see. This is a great question right here from Josh B. If anybody has any help for this dude, help him out. Josh, my recommendation is get on every social media platform.
I know your pain, brother,
and put out the APB.
I know this exact pain too well. And man, good luck, Josh, because I hunted down for 2 years that 2019-2020 Panini Prism Elijah 1 of 1, only to find out that there's only 3 of them out there, obviously. One of them was right in my backyard. I managed to make a deal for that one. And the other one was clear across the other side of the globe, where the guy in Australia was like, look here, buddy, I ain't selling. And I have the other one. So I have the black shimmer and the nebula. That's what it's called, the nebula. I have the black shimmer and the nebula. I ain't selling. So you might as well just sell me yours, and I'm the one that's going to pay fat for it. And that's how it ended up happening. I ended up selling it to the guy in Australia, but that was really demoralizing when it comes to these, rainbow chases.
That'll just happen.
Kurt's Card Care. I don't know. Am I good? You coming through?
Yeah, no, it's me.
Oh, it was you. All right. Kurt's Card Care, you recommend? Not really. If you're not looking for card cleaning products, then no, don't clean your cards. But if you like to wipe your stuff down and you like to polish up some little surface scratches and things like that, Kurt's Card Care makes a great kit. I have one right here. Shout out to Kurt's Card Care. The guy's a great guy. We've had him on. If you send him a message on Instagram, he'll send you a voice message back and giving you some good explanation on what to use and how to use it and all that good stuff. You're either it's very polarizing. Either you're into it or you're not, And if you want to polish up your cards and you want to wipe them down, and he's got some good sprays and some good, products that you can use to make sure that your cards are nice and clean, then go for it. I don't see anything wrong with it particularly, but we'll see. Touching up a card should be looked at like card restoration, John, and that's exactly how I see it too. But I mean, I'm a big car guy. I'm probably a bigger car guy than I am a card guy. And I agree with you 100%, man. I'm all about buying the old busted and rusted and fixing them up and flipping them for some cash and making them look good and making them run good. And that's just me, man. You know what I mean? That's just me. Big John says, if athletes get more involved, I think the hobby really blows up. I agree 100%. And you're starting to see a lot of it now. You're starting to see a lot of these guys that are signing their cards. Like when Panini sends them a stack of cards that they need to sign, they're putting like little messages on there. Like they're putting, Wembanyama did it when he signed his Topps card for Bowman U, for Bowman, when he put this is the first, like my first autograph or something like that. Was it him? Yep. I can't remember. I think it might have been him.
Yep. So AJ Dillon, your boy you were talking about in the breaks.
Yeah.
He
signs every base card, right?
Well, for I think it's Flawless coming up.
Okay.
He created a little chase on just like because it's vet autos, whatever. But he wrote out a whole knock joke on.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah,
yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. Like stuff like that, like these guys getting creative. Yeah. That to me is where, like John says, man. Like I agree. That's where this gets bigger.
Yeah, and to that point,
feel like that connection, right?
Yes, exactly. Especially when you can go back and watch the video, right? Like when he's doing it and stuff like that. But more importantly, like you said, JD, it makes you feel connected, right? Panini doesn't have any of that, right? Panini does not have that swag to do that kind of stuff. Ruben and Fanatics does, right? Because they're already in bed with him for the merchandise and all that stuff. These guys know him. The younger guys, they love Ruben, the White Party, and all that stuff. I mean, he's
And a lot of these dudes, like, they got their brand. They're trying to
right.
They're trying to do whatever they got to do here with their image and whatnot. So yeah, that separates you, right? Rather than these guys that just
Agreed.
Write like a line for their name. It's like, really? Like,
that's
I get it. Schools are 1-to-1 with laptops, but you can't sign your name.
Yeah, that should be. I don't know, man. I just think it's crazy. Other than sometimes how Panini already has way more. Hold on, go back to that one. Other than sometimes average supposed to be able to stick to retail. Yeah, that's that. Unfortunately, that sucks, Mike. I mean, you're right. It's going to be tough for us to pull anything hobby wise.
Yeah,
new hobby unopened.
But there's a lot of massive cards that have been coming out of retail.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, that Monopoly, basketball Monopoly, I've been following Ziggy. He's been pulling some pretty monstrous stuff out of there. The kids being the draw, with kids as dealers only, and also a few hobby companies participating as sponsors and being. But really, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. I would. That would be really cool to do something like that.
I think that's pretty cool.
The internet is a mental accident. People lose their shit. I like that. They do.
That's true.
They do. Once Fanatics takes full control, it's going to be McDonald's fast food service. So, John, I mean, you're saying that, but do you feel like that's a bad thing? I mean, what's the connotation there? I mean, if you're saying it's fast food service, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. But we'll see. I hope that he does right by the hobby itself. I mean, he doesn't really have any reason to be honest with you. The guy's a gajillionaire, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I just want Topps Chrome basketball. That's all I want. NBA Topps Chrome basketball.
Yep.
That's it. I want to see that again. I want to see that in my lifetime. That's going to be great. Refractor.
All right, my man.
We appreciate you guys hanging out. We're right on the hour, so that's going to be good. Don't forget to download Card Hedge if you haven't already. Check it out. Links are in the description if you're rewatching this. If not, it's cardhedger.com. Check it out. Hit the like button if you're here and you hung out with us. We really appreciate it. Basketball refractors. Of course, Refractor Jones. Hot on the basketball refractors. Hey, Refractor, how's your sub going? Your Jordan sub going? I know that was a big old. I'm kind of following that. You guys haven't had a chance to follow Refractor Jones on Instagram. His latest subs of Michael Jordan inserts is pretty hellish. Am I thinking about somebody else? No, that's Refractor Jones. Yeah. He did a 26-part series. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see the return on that.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I got more coming out this week. Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure out what's going on. I gotta start setting up my week too. All right, cool. We appreciate you guys as always. Don't forget to follow myself, follow JD on Instagram, and also follow on the channels. Check everything out. We got some stuff coming out this week. And that's it. That'll do it. Appreciate you guys for hanging out.
Boys.
Hit the like button on the way out if you don't mind. And we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Peace.